As we strengthen the access to textbooks and address the classroom backlog, let us also not forget to solidify early childhood education at the community level. To this end, we are allocating 2.46 billion pesos from the Local Government Support Fund to help 4th and 5th class municipalities convert existing daycare centers into child development centers. We also aim to create 4,422 plantilla positions for child development workers with a salary starting at salary grade 8. The budget of the Commission on Higher Education will rise by 11% compared to the House-approved version, a testament to the Senate commitment to universal access to quality tertiary education. This augmentation assures an additional 6.6 billion pesos for the tertiary education subsidy, ensuring that 490,000 incoming college students from 4-piece household can pursue their studies. This affirms our vision for the 4-piece program that every family beneficiary should have at least one college graduate who can lift the household out of poverty through education. Under this augmentation, each beneficiary will receive 20,000 pesos per year if they are enrolled in a public higher education institution and 27 pesos per year if they attend a private HEI in areas without public university and colleges. It also corrects inequities in the past when students from low-income households were crowded out in the selection of TES beneficiaries. The budget of Technical Education and Skills Development Authority stands at a historic high, a reflection of our firm belief that TechBook is not second class. It is a first-class ticket to gainful and dignified employment. We have provided an additional 5.1 billion pesos under the Training for Work Scholarship Program to train around 190,000 Filipinos in high-demand sectors such as healthcare, artificial intelligence, semiconductors, and creative industries. These priority industries were identified by the Private Sector Advisory Council's Education and Job Sector Group and Health Sector Group, as well as the Semiconductors and Electronics Industry Advisory Council to the TESDA. They were identified as priority sectors because these high-growth industries will require highly technical skills for the jobs they are creating, ensuring that our workforce is ready to meet the demands of a rapidly evolving economy. Through these investments in the potential of the Filipino, we are not only building a stronger, more competitive workforce, we are also empowering our nation with the skills and opportunities to shape the industries of the future and secure for themselves and their families a life of dignity and progress. The funding for SUCs will be higher than the House-approved budget by about 6.8 billion pesos as the Senate prioritizes infrastructure projects that expand the carrying capacity of our state universities and colleges in support of universal access. This augmentation directly responds to our research findings presented during the budget briefing, which revealed that around 168,000 qualified college applicants were unable to enroll due to limited enrollment capacity. We also allocated 290 million pesos as seed funding for new medical schools in our state universities and colleges, an investment that will help ensure a steady pipeline of doctors ready to serve the health needs of the Filipino people. If education is often hailed as the key to our future, health is the foundation that allows us to reach it. With the key support of health advocates such as Vice Chairperson Senator Pia Cayetano, the Department of Health, including PhilHealth, has been allotted 376.5 billion pesos. Particular attention will be given to the implementation of the Universal Health Care Law and the Zero Balance Billing Program of the current administration. These initiatives aim to ensure that every Filipino can access quality health care without the burden of financial hardship when seeking medical treatment. The Senate increased the operating funds of DOH hospitals by 9.3 billion pesos. This is to expand the coverage of the government's Zero Balance Billing Program. Under the NEP, the budget for Zero Balance Billing stood at 53.3 billion. This could accommodate an estimated 16 million Filipinos. With the increase proposed by the Senate Committee report, the total budget for zero balance billing now stands at 62.6 billion pesos. With this augmentation, an estimated 18 million Filipinos can receive hospital care at no cost, an increase of 2 million beneficiaries. We also bolstered the funding for zero balance billing in specialty hospitals. The Lung Center of the Philippines, the Philippine Heart Center, the National Kidney and Transplant Institute, the Philippine Children's Medical Center will receive an additional 1 billion pesos each. This is also thanks to the recommendation of Vice Chairperson Senator Pia Cayetano. These efforts represent our commitment to a rights-based approach to health. And because we recognize health as one of the most fundamental human rights, we are strengthening rules-based systems to ensure that those who need help the most always have access to it. But health and education need a third pillar to secure the well-being of our people, particularly those who live in the farthest margins of society. Marami sa ating mahihirap ang umaasa pa rin sa mga social services ng pamahalaan. This is why the Department of Social Welfare and Development was allocated 230 billion pesos to support a wide range of targeted social welfare interventions. We increased the social protection for indigent senior citizens by 8.2 billion pesos to cover approximately 663,000 waitlisted beneficiaries, an initiative endorsed by Senator Pia Cayetano. We also increased funding for the supplementary feeding program for children below 5 years old to expand the number of feeding days from 120 to 180 days, benefiting more than 1.8 million children below 5 years old in our child development centers. In addition, we pushed for the establishment of 5 regional Bahay Pag-asa facilities to provide proper care and rehabilitation for the children in conflict with the law. Each Bahay Pag-asa carries a capacity of 50 beds, a total of 200 beds nationwide. Based on average case durations, these facilities can serve 125 and 500 children in conflict with the law every year. And this is also an advocacy of Senator Kiko Pangilinan to expand our capacity in the Bahay Pag-asa facilities nationwide. To ensure our budgetary decisions are guided by data, we have rationalized the budget for the Pantawid Pamilya program. A total of 101.8 billion pesos will be allocated for 4 Ps, enough to sustain the cash grants of around 3 million existing household beneficiaries and to extend coverage to about 500,000 new near-poor households identified through the community-based monitoring system. This funding level also addresses the 6.5 billion pesos shortfall for the December 2025 4 Ps payout, ensuring that no family misses a single month of support. This rationalization is not just about numbers. It is about reaffirming our commitment to make 4 Ps more targeted, data-driven, and sustainable, so that every peso we spend truly uplifts families who need it the most. We have not forgotten our 2.3 million overseas Filipino workers. Sila ang ating mga makabagong bayani. Ang mga sakripisyo nila ang bumubuhay sa kanilang mga pamilya at nagpapaandar ng ating ekonomiya. Bilang pagkilala sa kanilang kontribusyon, doble po ng Senado dahil sa matatag na suporta ni Vice Chairman Senator Erwin Tulfo ang pondo ng Action Fund ng Department of Migrant Workers. Ito ay mula sa 1.2 billion na bersyon ng Kamara naging 2.4 billion pesos. Sa dagdag pondong ito, mas mapapalawak natin ang tulong para sa ating mga OFWs, kabilang ang pinansyal at medical na assistance, repatriation para sa mga nasa panganib at legal na suporta para sa mga may kinaharap na kaso o suliranin sa ibang bansa. Ito ay patunay na ang ating bansa ay maninindigan para sa mga OFWs. Ang inyong pagsisikap ay hindi mauwi sa kapabayaan, kundi tutumbasan ng proteksyon at tunay na malasakit. As we tend to the health and well-being of our communities and families, we should also look after the welfare of our industries, because the first level of empowerment is economic empowerment, and transforming our production sectors to create competitive work for our people is equally vital. To sustain growth and create jobs, let us invest in production and innovation. The Department of Agriculture, including its attached agencies and corporation, has been allotted 184 billion pesos. We have allocated 500 million pesos for the implementation of the Sagip-Saka Act, championed by Senator Kiko Pangilinan, to link our farmers and fisher folks directly to institutional buyers. The additional 500 million pesos will fund the establishment of food hubs where farmer producers can trade directly with retailers and consumers, minimizing intermediation and allowing farmers to capture greater profits from their production. This augmentation will raise the total funding for the establishment of food hubs to 2.6 billion pesos, benefiting around 2.6 million farmers in Region 3, 4A, 5, and Region 10. We also have provided 2 billion pesos for the construction of first border inspection facilities, a crucial investment to prevent the entry of plant and animal diseases that threaten our agriculture supply. By strengthening these safeguards, we can avert crises like the African swine fever outbreak, which the Department of Agriculture estimated to have cost around 120 billion pesos in losses to our hog industry. It also supports the revitalization of high-value crops such as coffee and cacao, with an additional 440 million pesos allocated for the High-Value Crops Development Program. In addition, 25 million pesos have been earmarked for the Young Farmers Challenge, an initiative championed by Vice Chairperson Senator Amy Marcos, which seeks to grant 600 awardees competitive grant assistance and training and mentoring in agriculture. And 41.1 million pesos have been allocated for the Mentoring and Attracting Young in Agribusiness initiative, all designed to inspire a new generation of Filipinos to see agriculture not as a livelihood of last resort, but as a field of innovation, enterprise, and pride. Through these strategic investments in the agriculture, we strengthen the foundation of food security and affirm the prosperity of our farmers in the prosperity of our nation. The Department of Trade and Industry will carry a budget of 9.7 billion. Thanks to the recommendation of Vice Chairperson Senator Amy Marcos, this will be used, among other things, to bolster our Fair Trade and Consumer Protection Program and the Pangkabuhayan sa Pagbangon at Gawa Program, which seeks to help microenterprises that fall victim to disasters. The Department of Science and Technology, with the support of Vice Chairperson Senator Camille Villar, will be granted a budget of 31.48 billion pesos. The proposed 2026 budget increases the amount allocated for Philippine Science High School scholarships, adding 413 million to the amount in the NEP. This marks the first increase to the scholarship package of the Philippine Science High School in 10 years. More than 10,000 learners will benefit from this increase. Our people experience the failures of governance not through missed KPIs or spreadsheets, but in hours they lose stuck in traffic, the toll that takes on their health, and the persistent disappointment that comes with knowing that infrastructure, the part of government that is meant to connect communities together, has been used as well for corruption that widens inequality. For 2026, the proposed budget for the Department of Public Works and Highways will be set at 568.56 billion pesos. We reduced the budget of the department by 55.91 billion. During the hearings, we discovered several red flags